These are all the new formable nations in Hearts of Iron 4, and this is a part 2. I already uploaded part 1, you'll be able to click on it at the end of the video. It doesn't really matter in which order you watch them, I just split it up into 2 parts so that I don't lose my sanity. Because I was going crazy from saying Chile over and over again, and that will probably happen today as well. Anyway, our first formable is once again formed by Chile. Once again they have to go left path, look to tradition, Ibanez coup, and then ruled by decree. After crowning Antonea as the king and striking a deal with the Mapuche, you have to pick Ibanez as prime minister. And after working your way down the focus tree, you have to pick treading the straight line instead of Jesus la deluge. Basically what happens here, Ibanez returns back as a king. And you create a new formable which is called Patria Nueva, or well, when it's not aligned, it's called Reino de la Patria Nueva, which means kingdom of the new nation, I believe. This formable doesn't give any extra course or anything, it only gives you 2 things, honestly. The thing number 1, you get Ibanez as the king. The thing number 2, you can do a Grand Armada focus. This gives you some nice naval buffs, but let's be honest, it's HOIIV. Who the hell cares about navy in HOIIV? I mean, only psychopaths do, and I'd say the best thing about this nation is just its color. Besides that, there's also one cool trivial thing right here. Ibanez is now your non-aligned leader, but he's also the democratic leader. If you look close, as democratic he's the general president, but if he's non-aligned he has a different trait called Grand King of the Chilean fatherland. So yeah, one of the rare examples of the same leader having different traits. Talking about consistency. Our next formable is Peru-Bolivia, and interestingly enough it can be formed by Peru and by Bolivia, I know. Basically formed by a decision right here called Revive the Confederation. In order to form it you have to own all of the starting states of Peru and Bolivia. When you form it you get this really nice red color. You core all of these states. On top of that you get some more extra cores. First things first, you core Pastaza, which is now part of Ecuador. You also core Guapore and Acre in Brazil, as well as Chaco Boreal in Paraguay, as well as Formosa and Los Andes in Argentina, and also Antofagasta and Arica y Tarapacá in Chile. In total you get core population of 11.34 million people. I would rename this formable nation to supply hub formable nation. Just look at this, there's 6 supply hubs right here. Once again, this is a formable nation which AI can form and will form even on historical AI focuses, because paradox. The next formable nation is once again Bolivia, but this time not Peru-Bolivia, instead Plurinational Bolivia. In order to form it you need to click on this decision. You need 120 political power, and to unlock it you need to control a non-core state. It could be Tanutua, it doesn't matter which one it is. Also, you have to be democratic in order to click on it. By clicking on it, you get 25% non-core manpower, 15% stability, plus 10% defense on core territory, and plus 0.05 daily democracy support. You also get renamed to Plurinational State of Bolivia. The best part of this, after you do this, even though you have to be democratic in order to form it, you can simply go to other ideology and become like fascist or communist. Hell, even if you end up in the civil war, both you and your enemy in the civil war will keep this national spirit. Next formable is Sudamerica Legionara. Yes, yet another copy-pasted South America formable. This one, however, is not formed by Chile for the 10th time. This one is formed by Argentina. Basically, you have to go for Roberto Maria Ortiz path and then work with the nationalists, and if you work your way down the focus tree, you can reach dominate the South focus, and eventually the South American unity focus. In the typical Trial of Allegiance DLC fashion, this formable doesn't give you a single extra core. However, you do unlock decisions which give you ability to core stuff instead. These are all the decisions. You have to integrate states one by one. The integration takes only 35 days, and while you integrate them, you get minus 15% political power, so yeah. Also, each state costs 75 PP. One good thing though is that you can integrate multiple states at the same time, but yeah, good luck. Good luck with that, especially when you reach 0 daily political power gain. After wasting 5000 political power, you would expect your cores to look nice, but they look everything but nice. First things first, you obviously don't core this. And for some reason you core Guatemala and Belize, but you don't core anything in between, like what the hell? Honestly, I have no idea why the hell these islands don't get renamed to Las Malvinas. Like, it's so stupid. We can rename Leningrad to Zizigrad, but we can't rename this to, you know, what the Argentinians call it. Anyway, you get core population of 103.7 million people. Anyway, the next formable is the Hispanic Empire, and here's the funny thing. I even forgot what this is about. I wrote it down yesterday, and I formed it, but I completely forgot what it is. So yeah, you're not getting that one, guys. You have to find it on your own. I'm sorry. I just can't find it. I don't know what it is. They're all the same anyway. The next formable is the River Plate Federation. This one can be formed only as Uruguay. For that, they have to finish the Stuff of Legends focus. In order to do this focus, Uruguay has to conquer Argentina, Paraguay, Bolivia, Brazil, And on top of that, they have to conquer British Guiana, Suriname, and French Guiana. Let's not forget that going for this route gives them nice buffs, but they can never join the factions ever again. Anyway, this focus just renames them to River Plate Federation. And on top of that, they get some more cores. To be exact, they core all of this stuff. Coring entire South America with Falklands and South Georgia, also coring most of the Caribbean and also Belize. And no, don't go with, well, these are colonies, then why the hell don't they core Panama Canal? Paraguay can also go for the exact same focus called the Stuff of the Legends themselves, which has exact same requirements for them as well. And if they finish it, they get a nice color and they get renamed to South American Free State. And they get basically the identical cores, with a core population of 94.76 million people, not even 100 million. But yeah, please buff Paraguay, it's not OP enough. The next formable is the South American Socialist Republics. For this one you have to play as Argentina and you have to go communist. The focus Ocaso Escarlata actually renames you to the South American Socialist Republics. Anyway, if you go for Liberate the Continent instead of going for Unify the Continent, you'll be able to do Integrate the Americas focus. This one gives you even more nice buffs and also ability to, well, integrate stuff. And these decisions are literally identical to the ones that you get with the fascist path. Once again taking you close to 5,000 political power. And once again you have the exact same cores. Next formable is Union of Latin American Socialist Republics, also known as ULASR. This one is formed by Brazil if you go for the communist path. It doesn't matter whichever path you go for, either aligning with Moscow, the best path, or going for like the bandit communist path. At the end of the day you'll be able to form it no matter what. I think this is the most broken path in entire DLC, because you can speedrun it and you can form it in 9037. And the funniest thing about this focus, it gives you all of these cores. It takes only 35 days to complete. Do you tell me what's better, free oil for 70 days or coring entire continent for 35 days? Anyway, besides that, it doesn't require you to do anything. You don't have to conquer like Uruguay, Paraguay, no, you can just do it right off the bat. It's just so stupid. The only actual requirement to get here is to have 200,000 army in the field, which is so easy to do, and you also need 60% war support. And only going for the align with Moscow path, you're gonna have like 55% war support, and that can be fixed by just sending an attaché to someone. Anyway, this union is not even finished properly because it has exact same communist name regardless of what ideology you are. Formable also has questionable cores. It says Union of Latin America, yet you core places like Jamaica, which are not Latin America. And for some reason you don't core entire Mexico. Whenever people hate Latinos, they hate on Mexico and Mexicans. Like, the Mexico is the pinnacle of Latin America. Anyway, you have core population of 107.78 million. Next path is another Brazilian path. You have to end the state of emergency and have to romanticize imperial histories. This is what we read it in HOIIV. And you have to pick one of these two guys. It doesn't really matter. The focuses that do matter are United Kingdoms of Brazil and Portugal and re-establish the Empire of Brazil. Anyway, notice right now that we are Kingdom of Brazil. If you first go for the focus United Kingdoms of Brazil and Portugal, if Portugal says yes and if they decide to get annexed by Brazil, Brazil will core them and will be renamed to United Kingdoms of Brazil and Portugal, and that's fine. After this, if you re-establish the Empire of Brazil, you'll be renamed to Empire of Brazil and Portugal. However, if as Kingdom of Brazil you first go for the re-establish the Empire of Brazil focus, you'll be known as Empire of Brazil. If after that you unite the kingdoms with Brazil and Portugal, and if once again Portugal says yes, you will unite with them and you'll once again become United Kingdoms of Brazil and Portugal. So basically demote yourself from empire to a kingdom. And our last formable today is the United States of South America. You have to go for end the state of emergency path, and you have to finish the international crisis or secure borders focus. After that you can do good neighbor policy and you can work your way down this tiny focus tree to the United States of South America focus. If you have democratic or non-aligned faction members, you'll be able to actually integrate them. The best way to deal with this is by pretty much puppeting countries and that way putting them inside of your faction. You'll have a decision right here which takes 100 political power and takes 30 days to finish. This basically sends an ultimatum to a country to unite with you. Anyway, you'll be able to integrate all of these countries, and you can only integrate one at a time, so it takes a little bit more time. In total there's 28 countries, so that's 2,800 political power. Anyway, if they're your puppets, they're pretty much always gonna say yes. I also think you can core these two states right here, as well as the stuff in the Pacific, but I'm not 100% sure. Anyway, there's one more formable that I have no idea what it is about, and it's another Bolivian formable. Type in set cosmetic tag, bol, and then type in BOL, underline Aurelia. Bolivia will get this new cosmetic tag. They're gonna get this Shrek green color. The only difference is the name when they're not aligned. They get renamed to Aurelia. I have no idea what this is. How do you form this? I just found it in the game files. And I'll be honest with you, this DLC doesn't feel like a vanilla game anymore. It feels like some edgy mod that edgy kid from like USA LARPing as a communist or something made. And then he collaborated with another edgy kid who is LARPing as another ideology, and then they created this menace. Anyway, that's about it. Subscribe or whatever, and goodbye.